What's up guys, Larco, and today we do have a top 5 meta weapons, overpowered weapons, whatever you want to call them, just some amazing weapons in the game. And starting off, we're using the PP29, the Champion Muzzle Brake, K8 Hollow, Standard Shoe Mags. Now, I do run Wrap Suppressor with near enough like all my weapons. I know Dusty's been saying about the 6k U suppressor recently for SMGs, but the PP29, it feels more like an AR, like it is that crazy. And in a lot of my videos as well, I do crouching because it helps with weapon accuracy. So if you see me slide cancelling or sliding like this and staying in crouch, it's because it helps with weapon accuracy. I'm putting a Wrap Suppressor here, and again, like this thing, it's still nuts. The PP29 is without a doubt, I reckon, one of the best SMGs in the game. And the 64 ammo clip you get, or sorry, 65, I swear it's 64. The ammo clip you get with this weapon is nuts. I'll even show you here as well. We'll go to some of the test range here for some range. This is with a Wrap Suppressor, and you're dominating people. Like, this is an SMG. How far away is that? 50 meters roughly? It's nuts. Targets like this though is where you're sort of going to start struggling, where it takes a lot of bullets, but obviously if that's 100 meters, that's sort of what you expect. Even here, Champion Muzzle Brake, it's so sweet. Especially these mid-ranges like here, like it's nuts, man. There's little SMGs that can even compare to this. The PBX can, but even still, it still struggles. Now, second weapon here is the AK-24. I run the Champion Muzzle Brake, and you're probably wondering why I don't use the Arkham Tactical, and it's because I've gone through this in other videos. I feel like I can't get on with it. It feels like it loses damage. It sounds stupid. I feel like the stats don't do what they say they do. I just play far better with Champion Muzzle Brake. And again, Wrap Suppressor, Fusion Hollow, Sancho Extender Mag, BCG Light Grip. I have been swapping between STNR and the BCG Light Grip. I'll put on the STNR for the sake of it. I swap between these two quite a lot. I use the TV2X quite a bit as well, and the T4 Thermal, because they work great with this weapon. And you're probably wondering why I'm using the AK-24 when the RM68's in the game, and it's because it's going to be getting nerfed soon, and I can't wait for it to get nerfed because it's just going to balance all the weapons out again. Having stuff like the AK-24 just shred at range. And even here, I'll put on a Wrap Suppressor. I don't know why, I find like the recoil is easier to control with a Wrap Suppressor as well sometimes. Like, it sounds weird, but I feel like there is no downside to using a Wrap Suppressor with this weapon. I don't think there's a damage fall off range. You lose a bit of projectile velocity, but it's nuts. I'll swap it here as well. We'll swap back to the test range again, where you can see it in action. And it is nuts, especially if you hit your headshots as well. As you can see, I'm missing my shots. The first game of the day again. These ranges here, I wouldn't recommend using a suppressor. You can control it pretty easily. I'm struggling to see them, to be honest, and I'm in 1440p, but it's still nuts. And the AK-24 is without a doubt, it's been one of my favorite weapons throughout the entire game. And you're also probably wondering why I'm running the Sancho Extender instead of drum mag. It's because you lose a lot of handling when you swap to a drum mag. Like, you probably won't notice it too much here, but I notice it when I'm out on the field, which is weird. And when you're playing as Assault as well, if you're playing as Assault, obviously you get a weapon proficiency. You don't, like, 41 is enough. It's more than enough for this weapon. So for our third weapon here with the AM40, and I do run the Arkham Tactical Muzzle Brake with this, along with the Fusion Hollow, Standard Shoe Drum Mag, and the MGL Laser Sight. Now, I do, again, use the Wrap Suppressor a lot with this weapon, and I do swap between the Iron Sights quite a bit, and an FPS player as well uses, sorry, it sounds weird saying it, that's what his name is on YouTube, shout out to him. I've been running the K8 Hollow a little bit as well, because that's what he uses, and it does feel nice on this. Well, that's not a K8 Hollow, is it? What the hell is this? I swear this is a portal sight or something. What the hell? That does not look like it's supposed to be on the gun. I could be stupid. Oh no, because this is a new camo with the AM40. I can't remember what it's called. It's part of the Fire Team bundle, so maybe this is the K8 Hollow for this weapon. I might have just discovered something. I don't know. But yeah, I run the Iron Sights mainly with the Fusion Hollow for this. Sorry for that. That was weird. And this weapon is so versatile, and you can hit a lot of things at range with it as well. You do obviously crouch as well for the better weapon accuracy. But this thing is still nuts. Even when you swap to the Wrap Suppressor, like, it's such a nice sounding weapon as well. And flanking with this as well, it's so easy, keeping you off the map. It is an absolute beam. I'll swap it again as well to the test range. I would recommend obviously swapping to like something like the Arkham Tactical Muzzle Brake or Champion Muzzle Brake when you're at these longer ranges, because it will help a lot. Like there, see, that was much easier with the Arkham versus the Wrapped. And it is so lethal as well if you hit your headshots with this weapon. I'm still flabbergasted by this K8 Hollow. What on earth have I just found? I've definitely got to try this out more. That's so strange. I don't know. I'll have to make a video on that. The fourth weapon here is the BSV-M, and I would recommend running support because you need the ammo crate with this weapon. So I run the shortened barrel K8 hollow. I do use the T4 thermal quite a bit as well because it is a very nice looking sight. I'll show you here. People just stick out like a sore thumb with this thing. It's nuts, especially for range. High power extended, BCG light grip. And I'm just using the test range here as well because I'm going to show you what this weapon's like at range. Because look, it's nuts. And even these people over here, ready? Look at that. I can barely see these as well. If you've got the T4 thermal on, as an example, getting crouched as well for better accuracy. And my headshots with this thing are lethal as well. Even if you're tap firing, like it's absolutely nuts. Massively over, I want to say overpowered, but it's kind of not because you do have to have a lot of skill. You got to hit your shots with this weapon. It's nuts. And I can obviously swap here as well to the open, but you can run this a bit like an SMG sometimes as well if you do use the close combat rounds. Now, I never use these just because I don't know, I feel like there's no need for them, but it's so quick. If you hit your shots, it's nuts. And the recoil control is crazy as well. You don't get a lot of recoil, but you do lose at range quite a bit with the close combat rounds. You'd be surprised. You could also swap here to the factory suppressor as well to help. Doesn't tell you how much you lose in range, but there's a lot of weapons that are just better than this when it comes to close combat. And again, because it's close combat rounds and this is a marksman rifle, you will deplete the ammo even quicker. So when you're running support and using the ammo bags, that's why I tend to stick with the high power extended, because it's a lot slower rate of fire and you end up wasting less bullets. Again, BSV-M, don't sleep on it, it's nuts. And if you're not unlocked already, go into solo versus AI to unlock it because it's 10 times easier than trying to do it online. Last weapon here, we've got the RPT with short and barrel, fusion hollow sight, standard issue, and the STNR laser sight because this thing is nuts. And if you're playing as engineer and you get the extra crouch, weapon accuracy, it's nuts. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, this thing's a beam as well, and you can swap to the champion muzzle brake here as well for a slower rate of fire. It's better at range. Obviously, you don't want to be tack sprinting with this weapon as well because the sprint to fire speed is heavy. But yeah, again, it's a great weapon. And if I swap it here as well, we go to test range. Absolutely nuts. This is still, like, even if I swap to a short barrel, I do struggle sometimes with short barrel at range because of the recoil, but it's an absolute laser. Anyway, if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe.